chosen one. The season of suffering you have endured has reached its final chapter. Listen with your whole heart, because this is not a message to overlook. If you move past this moment, you could miss the very breakthrough you have been quietly asking for through countless prayers. I am telling you that the time of pain, uncertainty, and heaviness you have carried is coming to a complete and lasting end. This is not a brief moment of relief or a temporary pause in your struggles. It is the closing of a chapter that has weighed upon your heart for far too long. I am moving with authority on your behalf, and what I begin in this season will not be undone. Stay with this message, because what you are about to understand will completely change the way you look at everything you have experienced. Type Amen if you agree. You have often wondered why the battles seemed never-ending. You questioned why each time you regained your footing, another challenge appeared to knock you down. But the truth is that none of your suffering was ever without purpose. Even when it felt impossible to understand or unbearably painful, I allowed certain trials because they were shaping within you qualities that comfort alone could never produce. Now that work of preparation has been completed, I will not allow those same cycles to continue ruling your life. The struggles that once tested your spirit will no longer have authority over your future. The pain that once seemed to define your story will no longer determine your identity. There were countless nights when you believed you were carrying your burdens alone. There were moments when it seemed as though no one truly understood the weight you were bearing or the silent battles taking place within your heart. But I witnessed every one of those moments. I saw every tear that fell in silence, and every step you took when giving up would have seemed easier. I watched you continue forward, even when your faith felt fragile and your strength seemed almost gone. Although you could not see it at the time, those difficult seasons were producing a resilience within you that no circumstance and no person will ever be able to take away. Now I am bringing you into a place where that strength will finally begin to work for you instead of just helping you survive. Before you go any further, take a second and show your support by liking this video, because it helps this truth reach others who are also waiting for their breakthrough. What I am doing right now is not small, and it is not something that will fade away with time. I am closing doors that were keeping you stuck in cycles of pain, and I am opening paths that you could not see before. You will notice that things that used to trigger fear will begin to lose their power over you. Situations that once drained you will no longer affect you the same way. This is how you will know that your suffering is not just easing, it is ending. There are people who misunderstood you, who judged you without knowing your story, and who added to your pain instead of helping you heal. I saw all of it, and I did not ignore it. But instead of reacting immediately, I was preparing something deeper that would bring lasting change instead of temporary satisfaction. Now you are stepping into a time where their actions no longer have control over your peace. You are being lifted above what once held you down. Type 777. If you trust God. You may still feel traces of the old weight because your heart has been carrying it for so long, but do not mistake that feeling as proof that nothing has changed. What you are feeling is the final release, the last echoes of something that no longer has authority in your life. I am removing it layer by layer so that when it is gone, it will not return in another form. This is why it feels deep, because I am working at the root. You have been waiting for a clear sign, something that tells you without doubt that things are finally shifting. This is that moment. Not everything will change overnight in a way you can see with your eyes, but everything is already changing in ways that matter more. Your mind will begin to quiet, your heart will begin to feel lighter, and your path will begin to open without the same resistance. These are not coincidences. They are the results of what I am doing for you right now. There was a time when you believed that suffering was just part of your life and that you had to accept it as your normal. That belief is being broken completely. I did not create you to live in constant struggle and pain. I allowed certain seasons, but I never intended for them to define your entire story. Now I am rewriting what comes next. And this part will not look like what you have been through before. You will begin to notice small moments of peace that feel unfamiliar at first. You might even question them, wondering if they will last or disappear like before. But this time is different because this peace is not coming from your circumstances. It is coming from me. And what comes from me cannot be taken away by the same forces that once disturbed you. This is a deeper peace, one that stays, even when things around you are still settling. I am also restoring what was lost during your time of suffering. Not everything will return in the same form, but what you receive will carry greater value and purpose. What was taken from you did not go unnoticed, and I am not leaving those spaces empty. I am filling them with something stronger, something more aligned with who you are becoming. This is how restoration works when it comes from me. There are opportunities that were delayed because you were not yet in the place where you could fully step into them. That delay was not denial. It was preparation. Now, those opportunities are being released back into your path. But this time, you will meet them with a different mindset and a stronger foundation. You will not approach them with fear or doubt the way you might have before. You will step into them with clarity and confidence. What if the real reason most manifestation methods do not work has finally been explained? A top neuroscientist linked to CIA research says without the right brainwave, results stay inconsistent. This 7-second ritual, supported by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping people approach money differently and improve their direction. Many are now stepping into dream homes, buying luxury cars, and enjoying luxury vacations they once thought were out of reach. But this information might not stay available online. Click the link in the description and comments before it gets removed. You are not the same person who first entered that season of suffering. You have grown in ways you did not even realize. Your ability to endure, to believe, to keep moving forward has been strengthened beyond what you can measure. That is why this ending matters so much, because it is not just about removing pain, it is about revealing who you have become through it. And who you have become is ready for something greater. From this point forward, you will begin to see your life through a different lens. What once felt like endless struggle will start to look like a completed chapter. You will still remember it, but it will no longer control your emotions or your decisions. It will become something you overcame, not something you are still trapped in. This is the shift that marks the true end of your suffering. That is why you may feel a strange mix of peace and uncertainty at the same time. One part of you is finally resting, while another part is adjusting to a life that no longer revolves around struggle. This adjustment is necessary because where you are going cannot be carried by the same mindset that survived your past. You became familiar with pain, even if you never wanted it. It shaped your expectations, your reactions, and even the way you saw yourself. Now I am breaking that familiarity and replacing it with something you have not experienced in a long time, a steady sense of safety and direction. This may feel unfamiliar at first, almost like you are waiting for something to go wrong again. But I am telling you clearly, this is not a temporary calm before another storm. This is the beginning of stability that you have been asking for in your quiet moments. Type 222 to receive miracles. You will start to notice that your thoughts are changing without force. Where there was constant worry, there will be a quiet confidence that things are working out, even when you cannot see every detail. This is not denial. It is alignment with what I am doing in your life. I am shifting your inner world so it matches the new reality I am bringing you into. When your thoughts begin to agree with your peace instead of your fear, everything else will begin to fall into place more easily. There were times when you questioned your worth because of what you were going through. You wondered if the constant struggle meant you were overlooked or forgotten, but I never forgot you. Not even for a moment. Your suffering was never a sign of your value decreasing. It was part of a process that was preparing you for something that required depth. Now that the preparation is complete, your value will begin to show in ways that others cannot ignore. As you move forward, you will also notice that certain connections begin to change. Some people will drift away, not because you did anything wrong, but because they were only aligned with the version of you that was still in pain. Others will come closer, drawn by the peace and strength that you now carry. This is not loss. This is alignment. I am surrounding you with what matches where you are going, not where you have been. Type yes to receive miracles. There will be moments when you look back and realize how much you endured without giving up. Those memories will not hurt you the same way anymore. Instead, they will remind you of how far you have come and how strong you truly are. You will see that what once felt like endless suffering actually had an ending, and you are standing in that ending right now. This realization will bring a deep sense of closure that you have been needing. I am also restoring your sense of joy, not in a forced or temporary way, but in a way that feels natural and lasting. You will find yourself smiling without a reason tied to your circumstances. You will feel moments of lightness that do not disappear as quickly as they used to. This is because your joy is no longer dependent on everything going perfectly. It is rooted in the change that has already taken place within you. You may also notice that your energy begins to return. The exhaustion that came from constantly fighting through difficulty will start to lift. You will have more clarity, more focus, and more desire to move forward with your life. This is not just physical. It is emotional and spiritual renewal. I am giving you the strength not just to survive, but to truly live again. There are things you once wanted that you had to release because they were not aligned with your growth. At the time, that release felt like loss and disappointment. But now you will begin to see why those things did not stay. I am bringing you better things that fit who you are now and where you are going. You will not have to force them. They will come into your life with a sense of ease and rightness. You are entering a season where your efforts will begin to produce results more quickly. In the past, it felt like everything took too long or required too much struggle. Now you will see that doors open without the same resistance. This is not because life suddenly became easy, but because you are no longer being held back by what you had to go through before. The path is clearer now, and you are ready to walk it. There will also be a deeper connection between you and me. During your suffering, you often reached out to me from a place of pain and desperation. Now that your suffering is ending, your connection will shift into something more peaceful and steady. You will feel my presence not just in your hardest moments, but in your everyday life. This connection will guide you, comfort you, and keep you grounded as you move forward. Have you heard about the private group of neuroscientists working on brainwaves connected to money? A top researcher revealed this work was based on CIA studies not meant for public release yet. The result is a simple 7-second ritual, validated by 4 neuroscience labs, now practiced at home. Many who once struggled financially are now living in dream homes, owning luxury cars, and taking luxury vacations. But this page could disappear without warning. Click the link in the description and comments before it vanishes. Do not be afraid of this new chapter. Even if it feels unfamiliar, you have already proven that you can endure difficulty. Now you are learning how to receive peace. And that requires trust in a different way. Trust that what I am doing is not temporary, and that what I am giving you will not be taken away. This is your time to experience life without the constant weight you have been carrying. As you continue, you will begin to understand that the end of your suffering is also the beginning of your purpose becoming clearer. What you went through has given you insight and compassion that others may not have. You will be able to help, guide, and support in ways that come naturally to you. This is part of why your journey mattered, because it prepared you to be a light in ways you could not have been before. As you step deeper into this new season, you will begin to understand something that once felt impossible to accept. Your suffering did not end because you became stronger alone. It ended because I decided the lesson was complete. There comes a moment when growth has reached its purpose, and continuing the pain would no longer serve you. That moment has arrived for you now, and I am drawing a clear line between what was and what will be. You are no longer in a place where you must prove your endurance through hardship. There were cycles that kept repeating in your life, patterns that made you feel like you were stuck in the same story, no matter how hard you tried to move forward. I am breaking those cycles in ways that go deeper than what you can see on the surface. You will notice that situations that once repeated themselves begin to lose their grip on your life. The same triggers will not produce the same outcomes anymore. This is how you will know that you are no longer living inside the same pattern. Type 1, 2, 1, 2. If you trust in Jesus, you may also feel a shift in how you respond to challenges that still appear. Instead of reacting from fear or exhaustion, you will respond with calmness and clarity. This is not because life has no more difficulties, but because those difficulties no longer carry the same weight. They will not shake you the way they once did. You are being positioned in a place where you handle things from strength, not from survival. There is also a healing happening in your heart that you may not fully notice right away. Old wounds that once felt open and painful are closing quietly. You are no longer replaying the same hurt over and over in your mind. The memories are still there, but they are losing their emotional charge. This is what true healing looks like. It does not erase your past, but it removes its power over your present. You are learning how to trust again, not just in others, but in yourself and in me. During your suffering, trust felt risky because you experienced disappointment and pain. But now I am rebuilding that trust in a way that is steady and grounded. You will not feel the same fear when you open your heart to new opportunities or new connections. This trust will guide you into healthier and more fulfilling experiences. Type 222 to claim miracles. There will be moments when you realize that you are no longer waiting for something bad to happen. That constant sense of caution and tension will begin to fade. You will feel more present in your life, instead of always bracing for the next problem. This is a sign that your nervous system, your mind, and your spirit are aligning with the peace I am giving you. You are finally able to live in the moment, instead of constantly preparing for pain. I am also bringing clarity to areas of your life that once felt confusing and uncertain. Decisions that used to feel overwhelming will become clearer. You will know what to pursue and what to release without the same level of doubt. This clarity is part of your restoration because confusion was one of the things that made your suffering heavier. Now I am replacing that confusion with direction. Your relationships will begin to reflect this new clarity as well. You will find it easier to recognize who truly supports you and who does not. You will no longer feel the need to hold on to connections that drain your energy or bring you back into old patterns. This is not about becoming distant. It is about becoming aligned. You are choosing peace over attachment to what no longer serves you. There is also a new level of confidence growing within you. This confidence is not loud or forced. It is quiet and steady. It comes from knowing that you have already survived what you once thought would break you. As you step into new seasons and face unfamiliar situations, you will carry a quiet confidence within you. It will remind you that you are stronger than you once believed, that you have already overcome so much, and that you are never walking alone. That confidence will become the foundation beneath every decision you make. I am also leading you toward opportunities that fit the person you have become. These new doors will not demand endless striving or leave you feeling constantly exhausted. Instead, they will unfold in ways that feel natural, as though they were always meant to be part of your journey. You will recognize them because they will bring peace instead of confusion, and a sense of purpose instead of pressure. That inner confirmation will remind you that you are walking along the path I have prepared for you. There will come a quiet moment when you suddenly realize your season of suffering has truly ended. It may not arrive with dramatic signs or extraordinary events. Instead, you will simply notice that the burden you carried for so long is no longer resting on your shoulders. You will breathe more freely, think more clearly, and experience a peace you have not known in a very long time. In that moment, you will understand that everything I have promised has become reality, and that this new beginning is not temporary, it is lasting. Is it really possible to attract financial opportunities more naturally through a simple 7-second ritual? Research connected to CIA-linked studies suggests that certain brainwave states may influence how people recognize, respond to opportunities, supported by 4 neuroscience laboratories. This technique is helping many individuals move beyond financial pressure and into more abundant lifestyles. Many are now settling into dream homes, driving luxury vehicles, and enjoying vacations they once thought were beyond their reach. This information may not remain available online much longer. Click the link in the description and comments before it is removed. Leaving your suffering behind is not causing you to lose anything of value. Instead, you are gaining a life that was impossible to experience while you remained weighed down by pain. You are receiving peace where there was anxiety, clarity where there was confusion, strength where there was weakness, and joy where sorrow once lingered. Above all, you are growing into a deeper relationship with me and gaining a clearer understanding of the purpose I have placed upon your life. This is not an ending marked by loss. It is the beginning of a complete transformation into the person you were always created to become. As you continue forward, remember that you do not have to go back to who you were during your suffering. You are allowed to grow beyond that version of yourself. You are allowed to embrace this new chapter fully. Do not hold on to old identities that were shaped by pain. Let them go because they no longer fit who you are becoming. Now I am removing that hidden burden, the one that followed you, even when things seemed calm on the surface. This is a deeper kind of freedom, one that reaches places inside you that have been tense for a very long time. You are not just healing on the outside. You are being restored from within. There will be a quiet moment, perhaps when you are alone, where it finally sinks in that you are not hurting the same way anymore. It will not be loud or dramatic, but it will be undeniable. You will feel a stillness where there used to be noise, and a softness where there used to be pressure. This is the kind of change that does not need to prove itself because it is real. It is in these quiet realizations that you will begin to trust that your suffering is truly behind you. Type 1, 0. 1, 0 to receive blessings. You may find yourself revisiting memories, not out of pain, but out of curiosity. You will look at them differently, almost as if they belong to a different version of you. The emotions attached to those memories will not rise the same way they once did. This does not mean you have forgotten. It means you have been freed. The past is no longer holding you in place. It is simply something you have moved beyond. As you continue forward, you will begin to create new experiences that are not shaped by fear or limitation. You will make choices from a place of clarity instead of reaction. This will feel new, because for a long time your decisions were influenced by what you were trying to avoid. Now you are choosing based on what you are ready to embrace. This shift will lead you into opportunities that feel aligned and meaningful. There is also a restoration happening in your sense of identity. During your suffering, you may have defined yourself by what you were going through. You may have seen yourself as someone who struggles, someone who endures, someone who survives. While those qualities are part of your story, they are not your full identity. Now you are stepping into a version of yourself that includes peace, confidence, and purpose. Type 1 to affirm. You will begin to trust your own voice again. There were times when you doubted your instincts because things did not go the way you expected. But now you will feel a stronger connection to your inner guidance. You will know when something feels right and when it does not. This clarity will help you move forward with confidence instead of hesitation. There will also be a sense of balance returning to your life. You will not feel like you are constantly pushing against resistance. Instead, you will experience moments where things flow more naturally. This does not mean everything will be perfect, but it does mean that you are no longer fighting the same invisible battles. Life will begin to feel more manageable, more steady, and more supportive. I am also bringing healing to areas of your life that you may not have fully acknowledged before. Sometimes pain hides in places we do not immediately recognize. I am reaching into those places and restoring them gently. You may notice sudden shifts in how you feel about certain situations or people. This is part of the deeper work that is happening within you. Your capacity for joy is expanding. You are not just returning to how you felt before your suffering. You are growing into something greater. You will be able to experience happiness without the same fear of losing it. You will allow yourself to enjoy moments without overthinking them. This is a sign that you are no longer living in survival mode. You are also becoming more present in your life. Instead of being caught between the past and the future, you will find yourself fully engaged in what is happening now. This presence will bring a sense of peace that you have been missing. It will allow you to appreciate the small moments that make up your days. This is where true contentment begins to grow. There will be people who notice this change in you. They may not understand exactly what has happened, but they will feel the difference. Your energy will be lighter. Your presence will be calmer, and your words will carry more clarity. This is not something you have to explain or prove. It will naturally show through the way you live and interact with others. You are not returning to your old life. You are stepping into a new one. The end of your suffering marks the beginning of something that has been waiting for you. It is a life where you are not defined by what you have been through, but by who you have become. This is the life I have been preparing you for, even when you could not see it. There will be moments when you feel gratitude for how far you have come, not because you wanted the suffering, but because you can now see what it led to. You will understand that you did not go through it for nothing. It shaped you, strengthened you, and prepared you for what is now unfolding. This understanding will bring a sense of peace and acceptance. What if most people struggle financially because they never activate a specific brainwave? Leading neuroscientists point to CIA-linked research that highlights this missing link. This 7-second renewal, backed by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping people rethink their financial habits and improve outcomes. Many are now moving into dream homes, owning luxury cars, and traveling on luxury vacations. But this page might be taken down soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it is removed. As you continue, remember that you are not walking alone. I am with you in this new chapter, just as I was with you in your suffering. The difference is that now you will feel my presence in a different way. You will feel it in your peace, in your clarity, and in your sense of direction. This connection will guide you forward and keep you grounded. As you continue walking forward, you will begin to notice something that once felt impossible to imagine. You are no longer reacting to life from a place of wounds that are still open. You are responding from a place that has been healed and strengthened over time. This shift may feel subtle at first, but it will grow stronger with every step you take. What once triggered fear or doubt will now be met with calm understanding and quiet confidence. You are not carrying the same emotional weight anymore, even if your mind has not fully caught up to that truth yet. There may be moments when old thoughts try to return, reminding you of how things used to feel. But those thoughts will not have the same power over you. They will pass more quickly, and you will not feel pulled into them the way you once did. This is how you will know that the change within you is real and lasting. Type 777. If you trust God, there is also a new level of freedom growing inside you, one that allows you to make choices without being controlled by fear. You are no longer making decisions just to avoid pain. Instead, you are choosing what aligns with your peace and your purpose. This freedom will open doors that you may not have considered before. You will begin to explore possibilities with a sense of excitement instead of hesitation. You will also find that your patience has deepened in a way that feels different from before. During your suffering, patience often felt forced, like something you had no choice but to endure. Now it will feel natural because you trust that things are unfolding in the right way. You are no longer rushing or feeling desperate for outcomes. You are allowing life to move forward with a sense of calm assurance. Type 2. 2222222 to receive miracles. There is a restoration happening in your relationships as well, but it will not look the same as before. You will no longer tolerate what once drained you or brought you back into cycles of pain. You will set boundaries with a sense of clarity and peace, not guilt or fear. This is part of your growth. Learning to protect the peace that has been given to you. You are not closing your heart. You are choosing where to open it wisely. You may also notice that you are more in tune with your own needs and emotions. You are no longer ignoring what you feel or pushing it aside to survive. Instead, you are acknowledging it with honesty and compassion. This awareness will help you maintain the balance that you are stepping into. It will keep you grounded and connected to yourself in a way that supports your growth. There is also a sense of purpose becoming clearer as you move forward. What once felt confusing or uncertain is beginning to take shape. You are starting to see how your experiences have prepared you for something meaningful. This purpose will not feel forced or overwhelming. It will feel like a natural extension of who you are becoming. You are also learning how to receive without resistance. During your suffering, you may have felt undeserving of good things or hesitant to accept them fully. Everything is beginning to change. Your heart is learning to welcome peace, joy, and new opportunities without constantly wondering if they will disappear. Instead of expecting disappointment, you are making room for hope. That openness is allowing the blessings I have prepared for you to flow into your life with greater freedom. There will be quiet moments when you stop and realize that you are no longer the same person you once were. You will recognize not only the changes around you, but also the transformation that has taken place deep within your heart. That awareness will fill you with gratitude and a peace that cannot be explained. You will see that every step of your journey has brought you to a place that once seemed impossible to reach. You are not simply leaving the past behind. You are stepping into the life that has always been prepared for you. The delays, the hardships, and the obstacles were never your final destination. They were part of the preparation. Your true destination is the season of peace, clarity, and purpose that is now opening before you. This is the place where you begin to truly live, instead of merely enduring each day. At the same time, a deeper trust is being formed between us. You have already witnessed how I carried you through your darkest seasons and sustained you when your strength was almost gone. Now I am teaching you to trust me not only in times of hardship, but also in seasons of peace and abundance. That confidence will become the foundation that keeps you steady. No matter how circumstances change around you, your past no longer has the authority to define your identity or limit your future. Those chapters may have shaped your story, but they no longer determine where you are going. You are free to build a life that reflects the person you have become, rather than the pain you once carried. This freedom is one of the greatest gifts your journey has produced, and I am placing it fully into your hands. You no longer need to cling to old habits, outdated fears, or patterns that no longer serve you. You have permission to move forward with courage, wisdom, and confidence, knowing that every step is leading you closer to the life I have always intended for you.